This is KiniNews and I'm your host Prasad. Here are your top stories for today. Speaker Azhar Azizan Harun had a pretty rough day in Parliament. Let's just say he got an earful from many opposition lawmakers, including the opposition leader himself.
Opposition leader Anwar Ibrahim's bid to get the Pandora Papers debated in Parliament has once again been shot down by Speaker Azhar Azizan Harun.
Sepanjang pengetahuan saya yang saya baca, Pandora Papers bukanlah mengenai penyorokan wang ataupun pengeluaran wang berbilion-bilion daripada negara kita ke luar pesisir. Ianya mengenai pendedahan pemegangan saham di dalam syarikat-syarikat luar pesisir. Itu dua perkara yang berlainan, Yang Berhormat.
After having motions to debate the matter denied on multiple occasions, Anwar today accused Azhar of playing defence counsel for those exposed by the revelations.
Yang ada-betul nak jadi peguam bagi pihak perasuah-perasuah ni sebab apa?
Saya bukan...
No, look. Saya ada seluruh dokumen yang ada ni, ya. Dan dia bagaimana seorang menteri umpamanya boleh simpan pemain saham di sana, ya. Kemudian ini bukan pengaliran keluar. Dia dari mana? Daripada langit. Maknanya daripada sini.
Azhar responded to Anwar's accusation by saying that he was merely stating facts. Last Monday, Anwar submitted an emergency motion to the Dewan Rakyat requesting the House to debate the controversial Pandora Papers, which revealed the offshore financial assets and business associates of former Finance Minister Daim Zainuddin. Apart from Daim, in a letter sent to Azhar, Anwar also named 4 ministers, a deputy minister and MPs owning offshore accounts as revealed in the Pandora Papers.
Anwar wasn't the only one to give Azhar an earful. Guaning and Khalid Samad did the same, but over a different issue.
Opposition lawmakers today urged Dewan Rakyat Speaker Azhar Azizan Harun to ensure ministers provide proper answers in Parliament. This comes after Bangan MP Lim Guan Eng called on the Speaker to investigate whether the Transport Ministry had misled the House on the country's cabotage policy. Lim said this because the Transport Ministry's answer to Parliament appeared to contradict the answer provided by the Communications and Multimedia Ministry.
Yang Berhormat Menteri Kementerian Komunikasi dan Multimedia telah menjawab secara bertulis kepada Yang Berhormat kepada Muda Tajam, di mana beliau telah menyatakan secara hitam putih bahawa dasar kabotaj yang belum diselesaikan adalah salah satu sebab mengapa apricot tidak didatang ke Malaysia, bypass. So di sini ada dua jawapan yang berbeza.
However, Azhar said, as practiced in other Commonwealth countries, the Speaker is not responsible for the quality of the answers provided by the government. This irked opposition lawmakers.
Institusi ini, Datuk Speaker, telah menelan belanja beratus juta supaya rakyat tahu apa yang berlaku. Memanglah Speaker tak bertanggungjawab. Ya. Takkanlah Speaker nak jawab bagi menteri. Tetapi bila dah jelas menteri tak jawab soalan.
Salam, duduklah, salam.
Bercanggah.
Duduklah, salam. Duduk. Sudahlah. Saya layan semua ni.
Zahid Hamidi's passport has been returned to him today, but not so he can go on a holiday, but to seek medical treatment overseas.
UMNO President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi's passport has been temporarily returned to him. This would allow him to fly to Munich, Germany to seek treatment for his back and neck pain later this month. This was made possible after the Kuala Lumpur High Court gave the green light for the temporary release of Zahid's passport. According to Zahid's lawyer, an additional bailer has been added as part of the condition for the temporary release. Zahid is facing 47 charges of money laundering, criminal breach of trust and corruption involving monies from Yayasan Akabudi at the High Court in Kuala Lumpur. Earlier this morning, the Shah Alam High Court also allowed Zahid's application for the temporary return of his passport so he could fly to Munich for medical treatment.
Cancel special draws or face the wrath of God. That's what one past lawmaker told the government today, which is made up of past leaders.
A proposal to increase the number of special draws for number betting companies to 22 a year has caught the attention of PAS. Not surprisingly, the party is opposed to the idea. Pasir Mas lawmaker Ahmad Fadli Shari urged the government to find alternative sources of income and cancel the proposal. He said, while the government must do whatever it takes to find new sources of income, he appealed for the government to cancel the increase as it does not give out a good signal. In debating the temporary measures of government financing COVID-19 Amendment Bill 2021, he said, the income earned will not bring good blessings to the national expenditure. Fadli elaborated by saying the government should announce a reduction and cancel the increase in the number of draws so that ultimately, Malaysia will not invite the wrath of Allah.
Shellfish, red meat, and beer. If you love indulging in these foods, you may end up with high uric acid level in your blood. These foods consist high level of purine, a substance that will eventually break down into uric acid and be excreted through our urine. It is recommended that the amount of dietary purines should be kept between 600 to 1000 milligrams per day. Having too much uric acid in your blood can cause attacks of gout. It can also cause kidney stones and blockage in the kidney. The crystallization of the excessive uric acid in your blood can be eased by reducing purine-rich food to only 100 to 150 milligrams daily, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and consuming urinary alkalinizer like Ural. It consists of sodium bicarbonate, citric acid, and sodium citrate that increases the urinary pH and solubility of uric acid to prevent crystallization. Best of all, it's lemon-flavored and sugar-free. Ural, effective urinary alkalinizer. Neutralize your uric acid problem now.
Mental health is finally getting the kind of attention it deserves, especially with leaders like Khairi Jamaluddin talking rather openly about even what he has had to go through.
The government's move towards decriminalizing suicide is the first step in efforts to improve mental health care in the country. Health Minister Khairi Jamaluddin said this during the launch of the Mental Health Strategic Plan in conjunction with World Mental Health Day, recognized yearly on 10 of October. He explained that because attempted suicide is currently a crime under the Penal Code, suicide is an issue that falls under the jurisdiction of the police and not the Health Ministry. Khairi also stressed on a more holistic healthcare that focuses on both physical and mental health. For now, he intends to revive the suggestion to have a National Centre of Excellence for Mental Health. Previously, his deputy, Aaron Argo Dagang, had revealed in Parliament that efforts were being made to decriminalise suicide.
3 task forces have been announced by the government, but some feel like it should cover more issues.
Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob recently announced the formation of 3 task forces. The first is to look into the unsolved death of firefighter Muhammad Adib Muhammad Qasim. The second over allegations made by former Attorney General Tommy Thomas on judicial abuse and interference made in his book My Story, Justice in the Wilderness. The third task force will seek international legal advice on the available options to see a judicial review of the Pulau Batu Puteh case. However, there are many more unresolved issues in Malaysia, and some have urged the government to form more task forces. M. Indira Gandhi has urged Ismail Sabri to set up a task force to investigate the case of her missing daughter and former husband. Meanwhile, DAP Supremo Lim Kit Siang called on the government to set up task forces to look into the deaths of Teo Beng Hock and Altantunia Syahribu. Lim said, otherwise, the Ismail Sabri government will be guilty of double standards.
Another political party has appeared, and it's also PKR, but Parti Kuasa Rakyat, not the one with Anwar. And if the government is going to approve it, one UMNO leader says it should also approve Muda.
UMNO Supreme Council member Puat Zakashi has urged the government to approve the application of Muda as a political party. He said this after a multiracial party, Parti Kuasa Rakyat, was set up by the brother of Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob. The party has offered itself as a component party of PN. Puat said Parti Kuasa Rakyat is now the country's second PKR after Parti Keadilan Rakyat. He explained that it wouldn't be fair to approve the new PKR and not approve Muda, led by Syed Saddiq Syed Abdul Rahman. He also questioned why the government would be afraid of Syed Saddiq. Taking aim at Azmin Ali, he also questioned when the former PKR leader's party was going to be established.
New COVID-19 daily cases are dropping, but new cases alone mean little without it being seen in a bigger context, says Khairi.
Malaysia reported 6,709 new COVID-19 cases today, as the nation continues to report a downtrend. However, according to Health Minister Kari Jamaluddin, people should not be too obsessed with the daily cases. He said this is because other indicators must also be taken into account in order to get an accurate picture. This was amid the Health Ministry's move to discontinue providing a breakdown of daily cases by states during its afternoon updates. Only the national daily cases are provided. Instead, the breakdown is now published at midnight on COVID Now, the government's COVID-19 tracking portal. In an interview with Astro Awani, Kari said a number of countries have already stated that in the future, they will no longer be reporting daily cases. Despite this, Kari stressed that the government would not ignore the daily COVID-19 cases as it continues to monitor the situation.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Prasad. Thank you for watching.